Hey, Francesco. Good to see you, old buddy. What'd you think about my Great Mountain Dew experiment? Pretty good, huh? I'll tell you what I think about it. Here, check this out. Baloney! Da 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 do 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 da 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 do do. All right. Da 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 do do do. Hey now. Da 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 do do. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn on time. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interested too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. Okay, it's tough studying to be a Jedi master of controlled experiments under Francesco Reddy. But I think I finally got it. Let me show you something I did way back when I was a younger man with my rats. Now, these rats were not pet rats. They were not pet rats. They were... Yeah, no, they didn't come from sweaty underwear. These were rats that were specifically bred in the lab I was working in when I was an undergraduate at Vassar College, and they were specifically bred to be fat. I mean, down in the basement of the Olmsted building of biology, they had a group of rats and they would breed them. The idea was that there were professors there that were doing work studying about like obesity and what were some of the causing factors genetically. I was in a class where they were basically just teaching us how to do small animal surgery and how to study different endocrine glands. So I had to write a proposal, but I got to use some rats, which was pretty cool. And so I went down to the lab, and I waited for one of the big mama rats to have a litter of rats. And when she had a little bunch of babies, we let her take care of them for about a week or so. Rats grow pretty quickly. And then of the 9 babies she had, I selected 6, the 6 girls. Okay? And after they were weaned, so they no longer needed to be nursed by their mother, we took the 6 girls and we put them each in their own cage. Each cage was the same size. Each cage was kept down in the same part of the lab at the same temperature. Okay. I mean, we named the rats just for fun, but Scooter, Peanut, etc. And let's see, for the first couple of weeks, after we put them in their cages, we just fed them every day at the same time. We'd weigh out the food to make sure we gave each rat the same exact amount of food. So right now I have a lot of things that we have kept the same, right? The rats are all sisters from the same litter. They're all in cages, but the cages are all the same size in the same place. Okay? They're all being fed the same amount of food at the same time of day, every day. All of those things are controlled variables, or CVs. Okay. Now, what were we going to test? Well, each one of these little guys had a gland called the adrenal gland, which sits right on top of their kidneys. And part of the class was we were learning how different glands work. And we had learned that the adrenal gland secretes many hormones, one of which is called a glucocorticoid, which may have something to do with how quickly rats put on or lose weight. Oh, a notification, great. Thank you, whatever this is. I don't even know how to get rid of it. There it goes. Anyway, so we decided we'd test it. Plus, we were being trained in how to do small animal surgery, like how to operate on rats in such a way that we could put them under anesthetic and then bring them back. So what we decided to do was we were going to test how the amount of hormone affected the weight of all of these rats. So after, again, about 2 weeks of growing the rats, We then weighed all of them. We got them all on the scale and we recorded their weight. After we recorded their weight, we prepped them for rat surgery. We did all the surgeries at the same time. Okay, we did them on the same day. We did them one at a time. I had a lab partner, and she and I both worked on. And what we did with the rats was we'd cut into their backs. Well, we put them under so they wouldn't feel anything. Cut into their backs, and then we'd remove their adrenal glands. So on these 3 rats, we took that adrenal gland right out. So they no longer were making that hormone. On these 3 rats, we did the surgery, but we left the adrenal glands in. Right? They all got the same surgery on the same day at about the same time. Controlled variable. And then that day, and then every day for a month, we would give the rats shots every day. In fact, the rats would get 2 shots a day. Scooter here, every day, got 2 shots of saline, of just salt water. So he had no hormone, he had no gland, and he was getting no hormone. Whereas Peanut, she had no gland, but we were giving her 1 shot a day of replacement hormone. See, little Peanut? Right? And then Skippy got 2 shots a day of the hormone. And then you could probably figure out what we did with the other 3. We gave Champ 2 shots of saline. 2 shots of saline. We gave old Muffy here 1 of each. And then guess what we gave the 6th one? That's right. She got 2 shots of each. So if you look at the rats, each one of them is getting a different amount of hormone, right? Scooter's getting none. The 6th rat is getting what she already makes with her gland plus 2 extra shots, and everybody else is somewhere in between. That was our manipulated independent variable, our mix. And then finally, at the end of 4 weeks, we weighed all the rats. Right? I mean, we kept everything the same. They were still fed every day. They were still taken care of every day. They were on the same place. Everything was the same. The only thing different was, they were even all getting 2 shots a day. The only thing different about the rats was how much hormone they get. And then we measured how much they weighed at the end, because our dry variable was how much did their weight change. And then when it all was said and done, we sent the baby rats off to the herpetology department, because snakes got to eat too. All right, so today on part 2, you're going to identify my variables. Variables, right? That's what we're working on. Our target is, can you identify the variables? Best of luck, my friends.